Hello, everyone. Please listen to a touching story about the desire to live and the courage to search for a way out, even when death seems certain. The story is called The Value of Questions. Before we begin, let me ask you something. What would you do if someone told you that tomorrow might be your last day? What would you do if the doors were locked, the walls were high, and every road seemed closed? Would you give up? Or would you keep asking one question again and again? Is there another way? Sometimes the difference between life and death is not strength, it is not luck, it is not money. Sometimes the difference is simply one question that refuses to stop. This is the story of a man who survived the darkest place on earth because he never stopped asking. Now let the story begin. Many years ago, in a small town in Eastern Europe, there lived a Jewish man named David Rosen. David was a quiet man with kind eyes. He worked as a school teacher. He loved books and music. And he loved spending time with his wife Sarah and their little son, Daniel. Daniel was 6 years old. He loved drawing birds, trees, and houses with bright colors every evening. He ran into his father's arms when David came home from school. Their life was simple, but it was peaceful. But peace did not last. One cold night during the war, loud noises filled the street. Soldiers shouted outside. Heavy boots struck the ground. Then came a violent knock on the door before David could move. Nazi soldiers broke into the house. They shouted orders. They gave no explanation. David, Sarah, and little Daniel were pushed outside with many other families from the neighborhood. People cried. Children screamed. Old people trembled with fear. Soon, everyone was forced onto a crowded train. There was no room to sit. There was barely room to stand. The train moved slowly through the dark night for many hours. When the train finally stopped, the doors opened. In front of them stood a terrible place surrounded by fences and tall watchtowers. It was a concentration camp. Life inside the camp was a nightmare. Prisoners worked from early morning until night. They carried heavy stones, dug holes, and moved dirt. They were always hungry and always tired. Many became sick. Many disappeared. David tried to stay strong for his family, but one terrible day he lost them. His wife and his son were taken away with many other people. David waited for them to return, but they never did. One afternoon, something happened that broke his heart. A small boy walked past wearing the same blue coat that once belonged to his son Daniel. David stared at the coat. He knew the truth immediately. His son was gone. In that moment, David felt as if the world had stopped. But strangely, he did not cry. Instead, he whispered to himself, "I must stay alive." Days passed. Weeks passed. David worked every day, carrying stones. Around him, prisoners became weaker and weaker. Some stopped hoping. They only worked and waited for death. One evening, David looked at the gray sky above the camp and suddenly realized something very clear. "If I stay here," he said quietly, "I will die." The thought grew stronger in his mind. I must escape, but escape from the camp seemed impossible. The fences were high. The guards carried guns. Dogs watched every corner. When David asked other prisoners if escape was possible, they shook their heads. One prisoner named Jacob said tiredly, "Stop asking such foolish questions. Nobody escapes from here." Another man named Marek whispered, "If you keep thinking about escape, you will only make yourself suffer." But David could not stop asking. Every day his mind repeated the same question again. How can I escape? How can I leave this place alive? He asked the question while working. He asked the question while lying on the cold floor at night. How can I escape? Some prisoners laughed at him. Others ignored him. But one young prisoner named Samuel once said quietly, "Maybe the answer will come someday." David nodded slowly. "I believe it will." Days turned into weeks. The question continued to burn inside his mind. Then one afternoon, something terrible happened. A group of prisoners had died in the gas chamber. Their bodies were brought outside. Workers began loading the bodies onto a truck. The smell in the air was horrible. Many prisoners turned their heads away. Some began to pray. Some cried silently. David stood still and watched. For a moment, anger filled his heart. He almost asked, "How can people be so cruel? Why does God allow this?" But suddenly, another thought came into his mind. A different question, a strange question. How can this help me escape? The moment he asked that question, something changed. His mind began to see things differently. He noticed something he had never paid attention to before. The truck carried bodies outside the camp. And when the truck returned, it came back empty. David's heart began to beat faster. He watched the truck carefully. He watched the guards. And suddenly, the answer became clear in his mind. That is the way that evening the prisoners finished their work as the sun slowly disappeared. The guards shouted for everyone to return to the barracks. But David quietly moved toward the truck. His heart pounded loudly. If a guard saw him, he would be shot immediately. But he did not stop. He slipped behind the truck and hid in the shadows. Then he did something no one could imagine. He quickly removed his clothes. And then he climbed silently into the terrible pile of bodies. Cold arms and legs surrounded him. The smell was unbearable, but David did not move. More bodies were thrown onto the truck. The weight pressed down on his chest. He could barely breathe still. He remained perfectly still. Minutes passed. Then, suddenly, he heard the sound of the engine. The truck began to move. David lay among the dead as the truck drove away from the camp. Every second felt like an hour. Finally, the truck stopped. The bodies were thrown into a deep pit outside the camp. Night slowly covered the land. For a long time, David did not move. He listened carefully. No voices, no footsteps, only the wind. Finally, he slowly pushed the bodies away and crawled out of the pit. He stood up in the darkness. He was weak. He was cold. He had nothing, but he was free. David began to run. He ran through forests. He ran across empty fields. He ran for miles and miles. His feet bled, his lungs burned, but he did not stop. After many hours, he reached a small farmhouse. An old woman named Maria lived there. When she saw the thin man standing outside her door, she understood the situation immediately. Without asking questions, she gave him clothes. She gave him bread and warm soup, and she hid him from the soldiers. Weeks later, David finally reached a safe place far away from the camp. The war eventually ended. Years passed. David began a new life. But he never forgot the question that saved him. Many times, people asked him, "How did you survive when so many others died?" David always gave the same answer. The difference was a question many prisoners asked: "Why is life so cruel? Why does this happen to me?" But David asked something different. He asked, "What can I do right now to survive?" Because he asked that question again and again, his mind kept searching for an answer. And one day, the answer appeared. Years later, David became a teacher again. But this time, he did not only teach history. He also taught an important lesson about life. One day, a student said sadly, "My life is very difficult. I think nothing will ever change." David smiled gently and asked, "What question are you asking yourself?" The student looked confused. David explained, "If you ask your mind a weak question, you will receive a weak answer. If you ask your mind a strong question, you may discover a strong solution." He wrote a sentence on the board: "Never stop asking the right questions." The classroom became very quiet. Then David told them the story of the night he escaped from the camp. At the end, he said softly, "Hope often begins with a question," and every student in that room understood. Because sometimes the door is not truly locked. Sometimes we simply stop looking for the key. Thank you for watching and listening to the touching story, The Value of Questions. We wish that you always keep the courage to rise and move forward in your life. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share to support our channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks and goodbye.